All right, everybody. Sorry for the slight delay in getting started. It's always a rush that we get ourselves into, and we're going to get the first match underway. Racine Case against Kenosha Bradford. Case, the 4th seed, took out Monona Grove 3-2 in their opening match. Bradford got to sit on the sidelines as our number 1 seed. And we'll get the lane choice of the players, get the scoreboards going, and get you underway in just a minute here from from Village Lanes in Monona, Wisconsin. All right, and we are underway. Match 1 of this championship round. Connor Wiseman starting things off for Kenosha Bradford on lane 9. Here from Village Lanes in Monona. I want to thank you once again, Mary Conklin, and her great staff here at Village Lanes in Monona for getting us started. And there it is, a great toss by Connor Wiseman to get things started and get Bradford on the board. Starting things off now, Mackenzie Mattis for Racine Case. I'm going to alternate to saying her last name. I'm getting it from all directions here in the booth. Matisse. Mackenzie, a high series shot during qualifying in her career, 685 for her first 3 games. Comes up high, though, on this first shot. And leaves herself the old 3-6. This is a single match between these two teams. You're seeing them bowl just like they do on Fox Sports with the Roth-Holman doubles, where each bowler on the team bowls on one lane on the pair to make their 1-game team score. It is a single game match. And Sebastian Beth going to be tossing the rock in the second frame for Racine Case. Case had a kind of a tough road coming out of their match play round as Beth goes light, 210. Came out of the gate strong with 2 games against Monona Grove with wins, then lost the next 2 and needed a big 10th frame from Sebastian Beth and a well set up foundation frame by Mattis to take out that final game, 198-195 against Monona Grove in advance to this championship game. But it's out of the frying pan into the fire as they are battling their number 1 seeds and one of the best youth players, regardless of gender, in the state of Wisconsin right now. Stephanie Zager is going to be stepping up for Kenosha Bradford. here in the second frame. Trying to work on her teammate's strike. And Zagar has pretty much made the Top Gun her own little tournament over the last couple of seasons, back-to-back winner. Trying to show her brothers Ryan and Kyle who the best bowler in the family is. Even Dad Matt has to be shaking his heels every time he takes on his daughter on the lanes. Should be no problem on the single pin spare for Zagar. She's had the importance of spares drilled into her over the years by family and coaches. Of course, she's part of that great youth program at Castle Lanes. Can't wait to get there on Sunday. Midwinter High School Team Classic. We'll have the semifinal and final rounds of that event live for you from Castle Lanes this Sunday on the 10 on the Deck Productions YouTube channel, and should be on the Castle Lanes Facebook channel as well. Big toss there by Wiseman. Keeps his team up by 13 pins. Let's see what Mattis can do here. Third frame for Racine Case. Very direct line, and you can see there that ball checked up a bit early. Bowlers as a group had 10 minutes of practice. That includes the players from Sun Prairie. You're going to see two Sun Prairie teams battling it out in the second match of this championship round, as the team of Colin Krejci and Sky Farrell battle a team of Michael Pauley and Taylor Jensen. Both teams from Sun Prairie. And looking to get that conversion on the 610 for Mattis, and she does. High game in Mattis' career at 280. I want to thank her sister Kylie, her mom Donna, and her dad Brett for all the help with her bowling game over time. Let's see what Sebastian Beth can do right here. Stepping up in the fourth frame. Beth High Series 757 in his career, and wow, that's something you see very rarely, and that's just the extreme amount of angle that Beth is using. You almost saw the pocket 9-10 there on a slightly high hit. Very unusual to have that much angle. I remember one time back in the 90s, Bob Learn had so much angle on the shot as it approached the pocket that he left himself a pocket 9-10 on TV. And Beth converts the polyester ball. He's going to have a second look on spares, no doubt about it, as he missed a 10-pin late in that fifth game of that deciding match that could have really caused some problems for his team, but brought it back in, no problem. And let's see what Zagar can do here with her team up 14 pins. Fourth frame. If I remember right, last year in our semifinal round, Zagar and Beth had a heck of an extra roll-off. Teams tied 2.5 games apiece, and they had to have a roll-off after tying it, that single ball roll-off in game 5, and it went 5 rounds before Zagar blinked. And Sebastian Beth made the quality shot with another strike to get Case to the championship round last year. Connor Wiseman keeping things good from the port side. 3 for 3 for Wiseman. He's got a perfect game to his record, high series of 704. I want to thank the usual family members, Mom, Dad, Grandma, for helping out with his bowling career. Mattis, just a sophomore. Ever seen Case, and the twirling 4-pin is going to make that one tough. And that's actually going to, we'll have to get that score corrected, as, and we got out of range. as that pin shifted far enough out of the way to not be marked properly. So we'll get the score correction done, and we'll get the rake moved up. Once again, last 10 on the deck production coming up in 2019 is going to be this Sunday's Midwinter High School Classic. Yours truly, $2 Phil Brilo. We bring you all the action in the semifinals and finals from Castle Lane. Once again, I want to thank Phil and Patty Onco. Boy, you talk about all of the years we were on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, Spectrum Sports, before getting moved over to the live stream end of things. This will be our 11th annual Midwinter High School Classic coming up on Sunday. Boys division, girls division, and if there's any coaches watching right now that want to get in the boys division, we had a late team, we had an injury on a player from a team from up north, and we've got one opening for Sunday. Find me on Facebook, Phil Brilo. Or email me off the YouTube channel here, and I can get you the information to get your team in on Sunday at Castle Lanes and Racine for that Midwinter High School Classic. And Deadwood is going to have to be cleared out behind that 2-4 combination, as you can't have any Deadwood assist you in any way, shape, or form with pinfall. It'll be against USBC rule. Yeah, so Matisse wasn't sure there. And I think we're going to get another helping set of hands back there to get that Deadwood out. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, oh, there we go. The pin hook comes out. Success is done. And we can get things back underway here. Unfortunately for Mattis, her Racine Case team down by a bundle right now. Down by 36, even with that conversion. As Bradford working on 3 in a row. There you see the team members from Sun Prairie working on getting loose. We're making sure all scores are corrected on the board. There's that spare. Beth looking to keep his team within 36. Sixth frame. And that's sometimes that entry angle can get you into a bit of trouble. Especially in a house-type pattern like this, you get that ball a little right early, and it just sees friction and wants to be angular. And when that head pin goes straight back and doesn't get a chance to interact with many other pins, problems can happen in a hurry. See what Beth can do to try to bounce one of the 2 pins out. Only gets one on the spare. And that is going to lead to a big advantage for Kenosha Bradford, with Steph Zagar stepping up 6th frame. Once again, winners of this championship today not only receive a championship plaque for their school or bowling center, all right, so I got a peek at the replay here. You're going to see we're going to remove Stephanie Zagar's frame. She didn't have an 8-pin on lane 10 on that rack. So according to USBC rules, you have to have 10 pins in the rack to shoot at it. And so she's going to need to replay her 6th frame. Oh, Pablo making her appearance. We haven't had Pablo on a camera in a long time. She used to tear up our high school stuff. I don't want to say how many years ago it was, but it was near our beginnings. Sarah Pabloski. Good to see her back in Wisconsin. So, yeah, because Stephanie Zager didn't have that 8-pin in the rack, she is going to need to shoot her 6th frame over. Let's see how that works for her. Consummate professional that she is, it should be a pretty similar shot. Well, got the 8 out, left the 2. And it's just one of those things where it's easy to not check the rack before you get up there, especially with a hidden pin. You're looking at an 8-pin, 9-pin. You might not see it, and as tournament director, I saw it, and you got to make things happen, even if it's from afar. Zagar going to keep her team with a 50-pin advantage here with a spare conversion, which she does successfully. That's the status of a consummate sports person right there. Okay, bad break. Didn't see the pin not there. Get up, throw the frame through, and next thing you know, you just got to do what you can to get out there and fill the frame as best you can. See what Wiseman can do here. He's been striking like a fiend, and crossover still counts. You can't give him back. And this one's starting to look like it's going to be match over quickly for Racine Case. But let's see what Mackenzie Mattis can do here. See that nice long slide at the line, step into it. A little quick on the speed, almost crumbles everything down. Leaves just the 5-pin. When Mackenzie's not in the lanes, she likes to read and she likes photography, and I love this. I'm putting my hand up as well here in the booth. Teammates are doing it, opponents are doing it. You gotta put that little extra squirm on them, as nobody misses a 5-pin, and she's all over it. And so you see the laugh on the way back as she sees everybody had their hands in the air for her. But now with the maximum score of 199, it's going to take some assistance of some type or another from Bradford for Case to have any chance, even with striking out. Sebastian Beth, he got that one a little farther to the right, and you just see that ball. Got the angles proper on that shot, and that ball just straight through the pin deck. Keep his team within 50. Zagar, 8th frame, 259 the maximum here for Bradford. And she gets all 10 to go. And it's just a matter now of keeping the ball in the lane for these two players in the 9th and 10th frame. And when you've got a teammate throwing it like Connor Wiseman is, if you're Stephanie Zagar, you're sitting back right now going, yep, I can do a little lane research in the 10th frame. Maybe find something. Lost that ball well out on the lane. 4 touches the bottom of the 7. Gets it to go, and this one's going to be match over in a hurry. Kenosha Bradford's going to advance into the championship match here of this 2019-2020 Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship. Once again, second year here at Village Lanes in Monona. And Mackenzie Mattis comes up light once again, and goes right to the rosin bag. Knows this one's pretty much over, but a heck of an effort. Hey, when you get your career best under the pressure of tournament conditions, you can't hold your head down too low in the car on the way home back to Racine. And we know we're going to see these two Racine Case teammates trying to make their way into the championship round at Castle Lanes on Sunday for that Midwinter High School Classic. Yeah, when it rains, it pours. So 167 now on the max for Racine Case. But you know, Sebastian Beth is going to give every one of these shots in the 10th frame his maximum ability. That's a little left target, and that's what happens. That ball just hits the oil a little early and doesn't really get into that full, strong roll. And next thing you know, the corner pin awaits your conversion. Another one of those players goes to the interchangeable thumb, get that same feel regardless of whether you're throwing polyester, urethane, resin, Dick Weber 5-star rubber. Doesn't matter. That thumb will always feel the same. Two big versions out there, the Vizit, which is what looked like Sebastian Beth was using, and the Turbo Grips switch grip. Once again, I'm fair between all companies. I use a Turbo switch grip, but I use vice grips on my fingers. I show no specialty to any particular bowling-related company, other than the Professional Bowlers Association and Flow Bowling, for those of you that know me. Flow Bowling starting around the corner. January 15th, our first broadcast coming up from Arlington, Texas, PBA Hall of Fame Classic. And Stephanie Zager is going to finish this match off here. And Kenosha Bradford, our first finalist into the championship match. Who is going to be our next finalist? It's definitely going to be from Sun Prairie. It's just a matter of which team from Sun Prairie it's going to be. Will it be the team of Michael Pauley and Taylor Jensen, or the team of Colin Krejci and Sky Farr? Match 2 coming up next. A little practice beforehand, and you'll see Stephanie Zagar and her teammates in the finals. Match 2 coming up shortly. All right, practice complete. Waiting for our scoreboards to come live. The Sun Prairie team of Powley and Jensen have decided they're going to start the match on lane 9. Taylor Jensen's going to be the one starting on 9, which means that Michael Powley is going to finish on lane 10. And the other Sun Prairie team involved in this match, Colin Krejci and Sky Fire. You're going to see Sky Fireball the first frame. And Fire's teammate Krejci will bowl on lane 10, the second frame for that team. Scores are set. Here comes Taylor Jensen. And Jensen throws the quality shot, mixes up the strike. And no matter what, we're going to see a team from Sun Prairie in the finals here in this 2019-2020 High School Mixed Doubles Championship. Kenosha Bradford, Stephanie Zager, Connor Wiseman waiting in the wings. And Sky Fire cannot get the 10 to go down. Fire, sophomore at Sun Prairie, high game of 279 in her career. High series of 704. And a quality set to start things off today. 3 games qualifying, 615 her 3-game total. And that is going to hold on for the 10-pin conversion. And our first frame in the books in this second championship round match. Colin Krejci stepping up 3 300 games. Krejci's credit. High series 784. He started bowling at the age of 8. Not too shabby for a man who's just a senior at Sun Prairie. And you see that ball of confidence when it came out of Krejci's hand. Knew that it was going to be the rip of the rack. Once again, $2 Phil Bryler bringing you all the action here on the 10 on the Deck Productions YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us today here from Village Lanes in Monona. And we got Michael Powley stepping up. Powley, 289 high game, 770 high series. He's been bowling for 6 years now. Started at the age of 11. Now he's I believe, senior at Sun Prairie High School. I want to thank his dog Max for all his help with his bowling game. I'm sure if you're rolling a ball across the floor to your dog on occasion, you get a little feel work in. I know some of those Eileen Bowling Buddy training devices, some of those could be mistaken for dog toy or two, but I'll tell you what, I've used them to try to stay sharp all my time on the road with flow bowling and trying to still roll it decent when I'm in league. It's not easy to do, but those Eileen's Bowling Buddy aids can help you out. Taylor Jensen gets them all to go again. 2 for 2 for Jensen here in this second championship round match. Jensen, 276 high game, 704 high series. Sky Fire and Colin Krejci took down the other Kenosha Bradford team in the match play round. 3 games to 1, and big finish with a 256 in that match play round for Krejci and Farr. Looking for the double for the team. Take that, wall shot. You will take the rebounding head pin, and you'll like it for 3 in a row for Krejci and Farr. Powley and Jensen, wow, you talk about a long road to get to this championship round. They had a chance to win their opening game against another team from Sun Prairie. Jensen doubled in the 10th, but then left a 6-7-10 to lose by a single pin, 204 to 203. Then Pauli and Jensen lost game 2 and then ripped off 3 consecutive wins, take out Brianna Thurston and Sam Chapman, another team from Sun Prairie, in that match play round. Jensen likes it, and Jensen puts up Turkey on the board. And right now, this match can be a 10-pin advantage for Farr and Pauli. If Farr can match the 5th frame strike of her opponent. And that one you just saw hooked up a bit early. Not sure if she gave that one a bit extra or found a little bit of that lane conditioner going away. Once again, these lanes have not been railed since these players started today on this slightly modified version of the Village Lanes and Monona house pattern. Just see that shoulder and open up nicely for Farr. Help get that high backswing with minimal effort. Problem is now it could take a Herculean effort from Farr and Krejci to get back in this match. Maximum score for this team, 255. Problem is your opponents can shoot 280. That just sucks. There's no other way to say it. It just sucks. You throw a great shot. Probably the best shot of the day for Krejci, and the head pin decides to do a little damage on the way back through the pin deck before the ball does, and next thing you know, the 5-pin gets sent to the right. Ball takes the 5-pin straight back and makes no contact with the 8. That's just it's just something that I know has put Randy Peterson. I've seen Randy Peterson come out of therapy after those 8-pin sessions that he has, and it's not a pretty thing. Let's see what Pauli can do here. How about that? Trip the 4 down. And the huge lead is getting stretched out for Pauli and Jensen. Just a single blemish to the scorecard in the first 6 frames for that team. And let's see what Jensen can do to keep the striking shoes filled. She wasn't sure on that one. She watched that one all the way through the pin deck as she saw it creeping high. Managed to lay off just enough. Going through the pin deck to put a 5-bagger on the team for Pauli and Jensen. And now it's mandatory strike mode for the team of Farr and Krejci. And we're going to see another set of hands go up back here, something tells me. As the light hit, wall shot doesn't take down the 5-pin for Sky Farr. Wants to thank Mom for the support, Dad for making her competitive bowling career happen. And she has 0 interests outside of bowling. It's bowling or nothing, apparently, for Sky Farr. I could see that. I was that way as a teenager. It was bowling or nothing. Lots of Friday and Saturday nights spent getting those all-you-can-bowl specials or moonlight bowling with friends. It was a good time in the younger days when your body could take 15 or 20 games in a day and act like it was nothing. And Krejci caves in the 8-10, not the prettiest of strikes, but I think he deserves it after that solid 8 last time up on that lane. You deserve to get the off hit. back. But now looking to punch their ticket into the championship match. It's Michael Polly and Taylor Jensen, and a couple more strikes will definitely do that. Still 234 the maximum for their opponents with Krejci and Farr, but no matter what, you're going to see a Sun Prairie team competing for this Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship. Here for the 2019-2020 edition. All of our finishers today get a medal provided thanks to our friends at Trophy Athletic in Milwaukee to recognize their achievement. And their school or bowling center will receive an award stating their finish as well, thanks to Trophy Athletic. Appreciate the support of the Wagner family for all these years for our 10 on the Deck Productions telecasts, live streams. Sky Farr gets a lucky break to leave just the 6, but shouldn't be worried about that at this point in time, as match well gone. And Farr and Krejci are going to be taking home third place medals. But they bowled well today. Qualifying rounds, pretty even team effort. 646 for Krejci, 615 for Farr. And then a 794 game effort during the Baker games. Boy, you just think about that little bit of momentum turn that the 6th frame could have cost Krejci with that just stuffed elbow deep 8-pin. I don't know if it would have made a difference even if he did carry. I mean, you're looking at Polly and Jensen having the chance to put up 280. And that's going to make the team from Bradford with Wiseman and Zagar think a little bit. Hey, our opponents just have the hot hand. You can't think they're going to slow down. I mean, Polly and Jensen, they get to stay a little loose on the warm-up pair while the Bradford team comes back on, gets a couple shadow balls on each, and then Polly and Jensen will get one more on each when they come back on, just to see if there's been any changes made by their opponents. But Bradford will have lane choice going into the championship match. Yeah, we have to give them shadow balls just on the basis of coming back on, because being the higher seed for Zagar and Wiseman, they could force, if they want a certain bowler from Sun Prairie finishing the 10th frame, they could force a lane change, and it wouldn't be fair to not at least give them a shadow ball on that particular lane in case of the changes. So probably just taking a little extra time, making sure everything's good. I don't blame them. If you're going for 280 with your teammate, I don't think you want to, not be able to put that board up, especially for the world to see here on the 10 on the Deck Productions YouTube channel. Get to tell all your friends and family, I shot 280 under the lights. I had the cameras on me. My teammate threw a bunch of great shots. I think if I'm Taylor, I'm kind of sticking it to Michael a little bit, though, about that shot in the 2nd frame. I mean, they could be going for 300 right now. Lightheartedly, of course. Polly looking to finish off with the 280. That one came up a little quick off the hand. As Randy Peterson likes to say, the wet bar of soap on that shot. But still, 267 and a win. And we're going to see Sun Prairie battling Kenosha Bradford in our championship match. And we'll have a little bit of practice. And our championship match coming up next, 267 to 214. Sun Prairie over Sun Prairie. And Sun Prairie versus Kenosha Bradford in the championship. All right, bowling fans, you've waited all day for it. It is now here. Kenosha Bradford against Sun Prairie for the Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship. And Connor Wiseman can start things off for Bradford. On lane 9 here at Village Lanes in Monona. And that is not what you want to see to start the game. It's better than seeing it if you needed to strike the win, but rough start there for Wiseman. Threw a bunch of strikes in the semifinal win for Bradford over Racine Case. No lucky bounce, 9 out. The first frame for Bradford. Well, Bradford, we got the B up there for Bradford. We just didn't change the A over to SP for Sun Prairie, but we've got Michael Polly starting things off for Sun Prairie here in frame 1. So we've got the young ladies for both teams, Steph Zagar for Bradford and Taylor Jensen for Sun Prairie, bowling the anchor spot in the 10th frame. And it made sense for Sun Prairie to do that, as in their 267 game, Polly struck all but 2 shots on that right lane, and Jensen never missed in their 267 214 win over the Sun Prairie team of Colin Krejci and Sky Farr. And how about that for a lucky break? You make your own breaks in this game, ladies and gentlemen. And an early double and an early 21-pin lead for Sun Prairie. Stephanie Zagar stepping up for Bradford. Second frame. What hasn't this young lady won in Wisconsin and Northern Illinois at the youth level in the last couple of years? And ouch. They got 2 shadow balls in each when they came back on the pair, and we see trouble early for the Bradford team. The bad break, though, for Wiseman and that ball. We saw a couple balls check up late in that match between the Sun Prairie teams on lane 10. That lane can be breaking down a bit quicker. Smart thing to do for Zagar at 9 out, but a big deficit early for Bradford as they find themselves down by 32 pins after 2 frames. Can't see that bad break for Wiseman affecting him for too long. 4 of 5 against Racine Case on lane 9, and he's right back in the pocket with the carry. And you got to start a string with 1, and there's still plenty of room out there, as 258 still the maximum for Kenosha Bradford. Michael Polly, part of that team that took down the 2018 United States High School National Championship team. Lots of teams from Wisconsin have had success in that National High School Championship. Not as much as Sun Prairie has, however, with a couple of team titles and an individual title as well over the last couple of seasons. Front 3 now for Sun Prairie. Let's see if Taylor Jensen can take advantage of that big break she got in the second frame. Can't get the 4 to trip, and it's starting to break down rapidly here for these two teams on lanes 9 and 10. Wasn't used after qualifying was done. We did the semifinal match play rounds on the outside of this pair. But even with a pattern that has a good bump in the middle, oil's affected by gravity, and it will still flatten out over time and get a little thinner, and next thing you know, you're burning out what used to be a bump in the pattern, burning it out for early hook, and luckily that time for Jensen, only the 4-pin remains. Let's see what kind of move Zagar makes in the shot. Zager is the kind of player that can sometimes just pick up the ball speed a bit to try to overcome the early hook. And that one's still hooked early on her. And it's going to take a bigger move for Stephanie Zagar to get that taken care of. Can't believe she doesn't have a 300 on the resume yet. 299, the high game. 764, though, the high series. And started bowling in the womb, and I believe that with the background of that Sharon Zagar. And the way bowling is, well, geez, generations in that family. Not just the current generations of Zagars, but previous ones in the Racine area as well. Bradford, big hole down 41 in this championship match. Connor Weisman, he's not in the lanes. Likes hanging with his brother Josh. And there we go. Boy, we've seen a lot of that from Weisman all afternoon long. Throwing strikes to keep his team in it. Problem is, it's going to take strings from Bradford and some help for Sun Prairie for Bradford to have a chance in the last half of this game. Probably want to thank his dog Max and John and Cher Brunig for all their help over the years. And, you know, there's powerhouses that you think of when it comes to bowling programs. Sun Prairie, definitely one of those in Wisconsin. Another one for years, especially on the ladies' side, Kenosha Tremper. And we got a good chance for a Tremper Sun Prairie meeting on the girls' side of the equation at the Midwinter Classic this Sunday. And another double on the board, and the big lead now. 51 sticks, the advantage for Sun Prairie in this championship match over Kenosha Bradford. Steph Zagar yet to strike here in the championship match. See what she can do here. Frame number 6. Definitely a little more projection to the right. And a little smoother off the hand as well. Definitely kept the hand a bit softer on that. Let the lane do the work. And that takes the disadvantage for Bradford down to 41. Still a max score out there of 238 for Bradford. Problem is, if Sun Prairie paces off the sheet with what they have, they're in the 240s. The late timing for Weisman. Pulls the ball through. He could keep that balance all afternoon long at the line. And a 3-bagger on the board for Bradford. And they are not giving up on this in any way, shape, or form. Along with the medals and plaques for their schools, championship winners today, H5G custom jerseys. Awarded thanks to Todd Molbeck and his fine staff at H5G Brands for their support of all of our bowling. The 10 of the Pit Productions YouTube channel. And here's where things could get interesting. As Polly gives the 310. Best way to do this, take that lane out of play with polyester. Slide that ball right side of the 3-pin, let the ball take out the 10. Can't draw it up any better than that. And a huge conversion to keep the momentum with Sun Prairie here as we enter the 8th frame with Taylor Jensen. Jensen behind the foul line a bit. Gets the ball out over the line, though. And, well, there's no one way to knock him down in bowling. Sometimes you got to use that wall shot to your advantage. But Zagar can knock the deficit down to 29 pins here with a strike. in the 8th frame. Online, shred that rack like a pile of classified government documents. Still 238 the maximum for Bradford. 257 the maximum for Sun Prairie. And this strike could go a long way for Bradford if Wiseman can pull it off. Sets up, 6 hits to 10 late. And that's why you can never give up on a match early, ladies and gentlemen. Because without a double here between Polly and Jensen in the 9th and 10th frames, there still could be a chance for Bradford to take home this Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship. Polly, 9th frame, online. Headpin does a lot of damage on the 4-5. So here we go. First strike here by Jensen. And it's pretty much over. As that would put Sun Prairie into the 240s. She set that one a little short. It's got a hold, and it does. I thought that one was going to get up a little bit quicker than it did. And all she has to do is keep this one on the lane. And Taylor Jensen and Michael Polly will take home this Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship for Sun Prairie. Full extension. Can't throw it any better for the medals when you need it. What a great game again by Polly and Jensen from Sun Prairie. 267 in their semifinal match. 257 possible with one more strike here by Jensen in the 10th frame. That should do it right there. Comes up a little high, 255. Still a heck of an effort. And there are your champions from Sun Prairie, Michael Polly, Taylor Jensen. And Sun Prairie is going to try to build on all this momentum coming up on Sunday. Castle Lanes in Racine. The 11th annual Midwinter High School Team Classic. The only inter-district competition during the high school bowling season, and most of the teams you see at that Midwinter Classic eventually make their way up to the state tournament year after year, and a lot of those same teams end up in the championship round at the state tournament as well. And still a possible 215 for Kenosha Bradford in the second place effort. And Bradford, we'll see. Well, we saw 4 of their team members today here on the live stream, and they'll be competing in the boys co-ed division on Sunday. And they are the team that took home the title in that boys co-ed division last year. And there is your final score. 255 to 214, your champions of the 2019-2020 Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship from Sun Prairie High School, Michael Polly and Taylor Jensen. Join us on Sunday. Sunday. As we will be at Castle Lanes in Racine for that Midwinter High School Classic. Thanks for joining us today on the live stream, and hope to see you on Sunday. Keep tuning in to 10 on the Deck Productions on YouTube for the best in bowling, youth, and adult here in Wisconsin. Enjoy the day, everyone.